This conference will now be recorded.
Hey guys, good morning. As always, there are many people who are late in the session. Anyways, let's begin. Let them miss because they're not joining on every single day. We can't wait for them, right? So let's start with a quick question. Allow me a second. Let me share my screen. Pragyan. Hey Pragyan, good morning. Can you tell me about a stage in PEGA? What exactly is the stage? What does it contain under it?
Yes, mostly case type. A case type is made up of stages,
Mm-hmm,
and where each stage determines a milestone.
mm-hmm,
In a milestone in case of a lifestyle, for example, suppose in case of loan, banking application loan, when we are going to dispatch the funds. Before that, for approving the loan or rejecting the loan, there are various stages,
mm-hmm,
such as collecting information from the customer, then verifying all the documents provided by the customer to determine whether to approve it or reject it, then approving or rejecting the process means
mm-hmm,
dispatching the fund. Then, if it is all the documents are verified and it is approved, then dispatch the funds. These are different type of stages.
mm-hmm,
For the primary path, we have alternate path also, where we may ask the customer to provide more information or documents. So it's like re-verification, and then if it's not like the documents are not valid, or we need some external, like some additional documents,
mm-hmm.
then we may ask for more proofs, then reject it. So these are various types of stages in case of the case life
Okay.
cycle.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, very good, Pragyan. You are answering right. Just be more confident. Just more energy is required in your answers, so that when the interviewer listens to it, you should be more and more confident. But it is perfect. Okay, just rephrasing the things, Pragyan. Uh, Please go
sure.
on mute. So when somebody asks you what is the stage, yes, whatever she answered is correct. Just tell them that every case type is made up of lot of stages, and every stage represents a milestone in the case life cycle. Pragyan, not lifestyle. It is life cycle. Okay, in the entire life cycle, every stage is a milestone. Okay, for example, like if you take a loan processing, collecting the information, processing the documents, dispatching the funds, approval or rejection, all these are like milestones. And there will be two types of stages in PEGA: primary stages and alternate stages. So, primary means the happy path, every user is going to go in that path. Alternate means optional path, only some people will enter that path, like cancellation, returns, refunds, all this kind of stuff will come under the alternate stages. Now, let me. The next question. Smita, can you tell me what is what are the types of flows we have in PEGA?
uh, flows.
Mhm. Flow types.
mm, no,
Can I?
no, sorry.
Oh, that's okay, Smita.
Can I
Okay.
take it, Nikhila?
No, let Satish take it up. Satish wants to answer. Yes, Satish, please.
Yes. There are two types. One is process flow, and second one is screen flows.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And this flow process flow is also back forward. That is screen is also means navigate or work in the forward and the backward. I think we'll have to only forward navigation, but on the screen navigation on the
Mm-hmm.
work, and next only for see the next button. Click on the next button. After that, there is no button to move the backward. That
Mm-hmm.
one is also process flow, and screen flow is also next button and block sorry, back button to move forward and backward. We'll see anything. That's all.
Okay, perfect. Just rephrasing the sentences, Satish, you're correct. So, we also need to talk about the other differences as well when I ask you about the types of flows. Okay, so there are basically two types of flows in Pega: process and screen flows. Process flows only have forward navigation, which you have said, and it is correct. Screen flow, it has both forward and backward navigation. It is also correct. Now, also mention that screen flow has some drawbacks. That is, screen flow cannot create work objects. Screen flows doesn't have some of the smart shapes, and screen flows doesn't have routing and integrations which can be done. And in a screen flow, from the beginning till the end, only one person has to work. In between, routing to a different people is not possible in a screen flow. Okay.
Okay, so yeah.
Okay, Satish. Now, Sangeeta, you wanted to answer, right? Okay, let me ask you a question, Sangeeta. Um, can you tell me about the various shapes in the flow?
Yeah. Uh, Basically, shapes will be like star shape and the N shape. Star shape, every time it comes only once. N shapes can be many in a flow. And other than that, we have the assignment shape,
Mm-hmm,
decision shape, and the utilities. And
mm-hmm,
other than that, we have some more like automation ones, which are also utilities. In that, mainly it will be like load data page, creating the PDF, send notification,
mm-hmm.
those things. So, uh, yeah, start shape will be like green in color, and end shape it will be red in color. The ideal thing will be like in a flow, then there can be 7 plus 2 or 7 minus 2 shapes.
No, no, no. That is for stages. 7 plus or minus 2 is stages count. A flow can
So
have
the
maximum
18,
of 18 shapes, right?
18 shapes.
Okay, perfect. Just allow me a second, guys. Okay, just correcting your answer, Sangeeta. See, don't say about the colors of the shapes in the interview, okay? It is only just for your learning. I have taught you yesterday. So when somebody asks you about the types of shape, just tell them we have start, end, and along with that we have assignment shape, which is used for displaying the screens, utility, which is used to execute the activities, and decision shape for taking various parts in the flow. And what else we have? Sorry, did I miss anything else?
Smart shapes. Automation.
Process,
Mm, no.
sub-processes.
Yeah, sub process for calling the child flows. That's it. Okay. These are the only shapes we
Yeah.
have. Okay. And this one we covered. And please remember that screen flows can call only screen flows as a child flow, but process flows can call both child flows both screen flows and process flows as child flows. Okay, and also remember that after creating a flow as process or screen flow, reversing it or changing it is not possible. You have to stick to what you have created. The only way to change it is delete it and recreate them. Okay, reversing it is not possible. Now, Ujjwala, can you tell me about enterprise class structure, ECS? Okay, anybody from the class who can tell me about ECS?
Nikhila, I will tell.
Yeah, okay, Ujjwala, please.
Yeah, I can. Okay.
Yes, enterprise class structure has
Mm-hmm.
four layers:
Mm-hmm.
organization layer, division layer, um, framework layer, and implementation layer. Organization layer is the mandatory layer, and we have there all the a code which is reusable to the entire organization, and we use that for different projects. In the
Mm-hmm.
organization we only keep the reusable code, and a division layer, um, in the division layer we store the reusable code, which is uh, which is useful for the different projects, and it is only for, like, it is particularly for
Mm-hmm.
some divisions. We give the division name for the division layer, and organization layer we give the uh, client name for the organization layer, and a framework layer and implementation layer. We can keep any one of the layer in our application. Like if we give the implementation, we are not going to touch the framework layer. And implementation layer means we are preparing the code from the scratch, and we only keep the code which is specific to our application. We do not keep the reusable code in it. And the implementation layer name will be the project name, and a framework layer means the layer we buy it from the PEGA, and there we just have the FW as a framework name in it, and we can have either implementation or uh, a framework layer, and division layer and the uh, implement division layer and framework layer are at the same level.
Okay, perfect,
So,
Ujjwala. But there are slight modifications which I need to do. You have the
okay.
content, but you need to recap and rephrase it. Slight corrections. First thing is like framework is not always bought from Pega. Okay, we also build our own frameworks in real time. Okay, so if somebody asks you about ECS, please tell them that it is an architecture that every Pega project follows. Okay, first of all, it's a design or an architecture that every application follows. And guys, remember, if somebody asks you what is situational layer cake, the answer is same. Situational layer cake or ECS are one and the same, so don't get confused. Now, they are nothing but design or architecture that every Pega follows. And in this, we basically have four layers: organization, division, framework, and implementation. Okay, organization layer contains all the reusable code across the company, which means this layer can be shared by across multiple projects. Division layer contains the code and tables which are reusable across a specific division, means this layer can also shared between multiple projects under the same division. Framework layer contains the industry specific code. This can also be shared by multiple projects. Implementation layer is the very specific layer of your application which contains only the application code. Now, org layer name will generally be the name of the company. Division layer name will generally be the name of the division like finance, IT, HR, whatever is the division. Framework layer name can be any name, just a generic name you can give. Implementation name is generally the name of the application. And framework will have a keyword FW appended to it because it's a framework layer. Okay. So, Ujjwala, your answers are good with slight modifications required, but it looks like you need a recap on the topic. Okay, just brush up once.
Okay. Hmm.
Implementation layer only for current project or
Yes,
any
only for
multiple of
current project,
other projects?
cannot be shared across applications.
Okay.
Guys, connecting this late is not going to help you. The reason I ask people to join early is I can ask questions and I can correct you, which is going to be beneficial to you because down the line, after 3 months, most of you will be so well versed with the topics. You need not spend extra 1 month or 2 months just to brush up and go for the interviews. But if you consider this as a waste of time and join after 20 minutes or 30 minutes just to escape the questionnaire, you are the people who are not going to be benefited. Okay, it's so sad to see people joining this late. Now, let me do a quick question about Gautam. Can you tell me about the types of inheritance and PEGA? Gautam, are you there? If you are there and you don't know, please let me know, guys. Jay Krishna, would you like to take this up?
Yeah, Nikhila. The two types of inheritance, one is pattern inheritance and another one is direct inheritance.
Hmm.
Current class naming pattern indicates parent class and the never built a project without direct inheritance.
First, tell me the difference between both pattern and directed.
Uh, in pattern, there is a sequence like A, B, C, D, E, and it will get from this. In direct, there is a A, B, C, D, and X, Y, Z are two classes there in direct inheritance.
Okay, to some extent you are right, but needs some corrections. Okay, maybe you need to brush up.
Okay.
I can feel that in the answer, Jay Krishna.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
let me
Okay.
rephrase it. So you're right. There are two types of inheritances: pattern and directed. Now, pattern means the name itself will tell you who are the parents. Like if the name is A hyphen B hyphen C hyphen D, D's parent is C, C's parent is B, B's parent is A. So the name itself indicates who are the parents is pattern. Directed means we explicitly map a class as a parent in the class rule form so that you can also inherit from those classes. So that is directed inheritance. And we can never ever build a project in Pega without directed inheritance because our project's org layer inherits from the Pega's OOTB classes. So how where is the connection between my org layer and Pega's OOTB classes? It is directed inheritance only. Okay. And can we have a application in Pega without directed inheritance? No. It is mandatory because we are building on top of Pega. How can I inherit the Pega's classes? Only through directed inheritance I can inherit. Otherwise, I cannot inherit. Now, difference between class and rule set version. Anam, would you like to
We,
answer this?
we can build application
Oh,
in Pega
mhm.
without a direct inheritance as
Yes,
our
Satish.
organization layer is a direct inheritance with Pega building class.
Yes, direct inheritance with Pega's built-in class work dash cover dash. Open your org layer HDFC and check once. What is the next class that you go? Work dash cover dash. So what is the relationship between them? Directed inheritance. Okay. Yes, Anam, can you please answer about the question that I asked you now?
Yes,
Yeah, good morning, Nikhila.
Very good morning. Yeah.
Yeah, class is nothing but a collection of rules.
Mm-hmm.
And a rule set version is just a number given for every update of a code, uh,
Mm-hmm.
so that uh, so that we can have a backup copy of old version,
Mm-hmm.
so that we can roll back if required. If any changes to the new versions, we can switch
Mm-hmm.
back to the old version. That is the purpose of rule set
Mm-hmm.
versions.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So just rephrasing your sentence, Anam, something more can be added. Okay. So the
Okay,
difference
okay,
between class and rule set. Class is a collection of rules. Rule set is a collection of rules including classes. Okay. And the main purpose of class is just to group the content inside an application. Main purpose of a rule set is deployment, okay, and version controlling. So for deployment, it is difficult for us to remember everything we created. So when we create the things, we put them under a rule set and we deploy the rule set as it is, and all the content will get deployed. So the main purpose of a rule set is deployment and version controlling. Now, what is version controlling? We maintain multiple versions for every single rule, just like a backup copy. So if something goes wrong, we can roll back the changes. Okay, so class and rule set are both collection of rules. Class is just the way to organize the application. Rule set is basically for version controlling and deployment. We use it. Okay, so
okay,
you have the
okay,
right understanding of the concept, but just rephrasing the sentences so that you can convey in a better way.
okay.
Okay, just a second. Okay, let's move ahead with the new topics. So we will start with user interface today. There is something else in flows that is split for its split join and spin off, which I am going to come back and discuss later. Okay. So before I talk about user interface rules, you need to just look at any of the websites like this. Take any website, okay? The first screen that we get is generally called as a portal. Okay, so this is a portal. If you talk in technical terms, we call it as a portal. Which portal you logged into? Paytm portal. Okay, now take something like this is a portal. Okay, we call it as a portal. Okay, now how do you build a portal in Pega? So how do you build a portal in Pega? Log in with your application name, I mean like with your application credentials. Ashu Shukla, can you tell me where can I see the access, I mean like portals which are mapped to my operator?
We can go to operator ID and then we can see like access group,
Okay.
and there
Navigation,
we
please
can
can you help
find
me? Can you help me with the
yeah,
navigation
in
where exactly?
record explorer, and then we go to organization category,
Mm-hmm.
and there we can find the operator ID option.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So is there any easy way to figure out my operator ID than going
Yeah,
to
it's the
organ?
left side
Right. Bottom
corner
left,
drop,
you can see your current operator
bottom
ID.
left. Yeah.
List of operators, you have to come here. So instead of going to operator and then opening the access group, you can even open the access group directly from here. So here you have access group also, right? You can directly open from here. No need to always do the entire navigation. Now, when you open the access group, you can see these are the portals which are connected to us. Okay. Now, how is a portal built in Pega? Like, how is this look and feel designed in Pega? Okay, like how did you get this drop downs, how did you get this button, or how did you get this calendar, how are all this built in Pega? We'll see. Just open a portal like this, any portal, just open it like this. Rule cache is just taking time because it's a recent installation. So you can see the portal has opened. Okay, this is portal. Now, what is the name of the portal? It is not Dev Studio. Okay, this is just a description. ID is the name. Okay, developer is the portal name. So my portal name is developer. Now, how is this built? Where are all these options? Where are all these configured in this? So this is developer portal means Dev Studio. So where is this left panel? Where is this center panel? Where is this top panel? Where is this bottom panel? Where are all these images and all? So you said this is a portal. Perfect. Now where is all the designing then? So you can say inside the portal there is something called as harness. If you get inside it, you can see the entire designing was done here. Taking a little longer than usual. Just allow me a second. So this is called as harness. The name of the harness is PZ Studio. This is not the name, guys. Okay, this is just a description. You can even click on this and you can update it as well. Okay, if you want, you can even update it. So this is just a description. Don't consider this as a name of the rule. At the bottom, whatever is written as ID, that is the name of the rule. Okay, this is PZ Studio. Now, what is this? This is a harness. Okay, you can see actual application that UI development was done here. See the left panel, this horse icon, Dev Studio. Okay, this one. Then application menu, this one. Then configure, this one. Launch portal, this one. So everything is actually designed here. Your left panel, your bottom panel, issues tracer clipboard. Okay, so it is actually built in the harness. Okay, now where is my image and all then? Where is the center panel image and all? So just click on the center panel. Okay, there's a small settings icon. If I click on that, there's something called a section. Okay, let me open that and see. Again, please don't worry about the navigations. As you keep doing, I'm going to teach you the navigation. Now, my main intention right now is to show you what are the rules involved in building a screen in Pega. Just rule types I want to show you. Okay, so there is called as something called a section. So inside the section, they're actually putting that image and all. Okay, so inside the section, actually the image is there. It is not loading because I have to go into another section to open that. So I'm just trying to go over there. Okay, so far, so what are the rules involved in creating? First, we had something called as portal. Then we opened something called as harness. Then I opened something called as section. So in order to build a screen in Pega, you need to learn portals, harness, flow action, section. We'll start with the bottommost one. Okay. Actual UI design in Pega takes place in a section only. Section is the only rule in Pega where we do the actual UI design. Actual UI design means, let's say I want to build a screen like this. So putting a drop down, putting a radio button, a calendar control, an integer, a radio button, a normal button, so tabs like this. So the actual UI design we do in the sections only. Similarly here, if I want to build something like this, actual UI design we do in the sections only. So let me open up a section. I will just open some existing sections. Let me see if this. Okay, so this is a section. This is the rule where we do the actual UI design. So where are all these options then calendar control, buttons, all these, where are they? So if you go here, you can check them. You can see there's a text box, there's a text area, means a big box where you can enter lines and lines of content. Then there's a calendar control, to display money in the currency mode, like dollars, INR, whatever you can display. To add decimals, for capturing the emails, for capturing passwords, means all dots will come when you type. The password will be hidden. So for entering the phone numbers, for entering URLs, signature capture, text editor. Okay, so you have everything built in a section like this. Okay, you can look at this. Everything built in, buttons, menus, links, everything, videos, images, charts. So whatever you generally put on the screen, all these are already built in, and we call them as controls. What is button? It's a control. What is this drop down? It's a control. What is this calendar? It's a control. Okay, the text box to enter the data, it's a control. So in technical terms, we call them as controls. Means controls means they're controlling the screen. They will decide how the content on the screen should display. So we call them as controls in Pega. Okay, so section is a rule in Pega where the actual UI design takes place. Inside the section, we will have lot of controls to design the screens. Okay, so how do you create a section? How can you create a new section? So in order to create a new section, you should always go to create user interface. Screens, right? User interface means a user can interact with your application using user interface. So user interface section, or create user interface section, or records explorer user interface section. Okay, so end of the day, sections fall under user interface category. So I'm just going to create a dummy section now to show you how can I quickly build a screen in Pega. Sections, just give a name to your section. Okay, I'll just name it as Paytm homepage, just for time being. Okay, create. Section is the actual rule in Pega where the UI design takes place. Section is made up of lot of controls. Okay. Now where are all my controls? Look at this. Here you have all these controls like this, right? In my section that is not visible. My controls are not visible. See, only design settings parameters. This is there. This, where is this? The panel below this is missing. Okay. So in order to enable that, you have to click on convert to full section editor. I don't want anyone in the group to post this screenshot and say, Nikhila, you are seeing this panel, but I'm not able to see it. Click on convert to full section editor, then you see that. Click on the submit button. Only people who are not following the video or not a part of the live session will ask the questions. Okay. So if you're not a part of live, still make sure you follow the videos. Okay, so you have to click on convert to full section editor, then this option will come. Now whatever you want, you just drag and drop. Let's say you want two drop downs. First you need a you know a radio button. So I'm just going to go here and where is this radio button? Here, radio button. So three radio buttons. You can make them horizontal. Okay, they are as of now vertical. You can make them horizontal. Do not worry about the navigations. You will learn them as you start doing practicals on sections. Please don't ask me how did you make it horizontal. Can you show me the navigation? As I told you, you will learn the navigation later. Now then I need two drop downs for from and to. So I'm going to put two drop downs. One, two. Okay. How to make them come in the same line? I will teach you all that later. Okay. We will learn them. Then calendar control. I need a calendar control. Drag and drop. Then I need another drop down to enter the passenger count. So I can take another drop down. Okay. Then I need a button. So I can take a button like this. Okay. Can we change the color of the button? Yes, you can change. Okay. You will learn all that later. So right now your focus should be on what is the use of a section only. Okay. So section is basically a rule in Pega where the actual UI design takes place. Section is made up of lot of controls. So you drag and drop the control and you design the UI screens in Pega. Is it possible to write HTML in this? Is it possible to customize it? Generally, we don't prefer writing HTML and doing that. But if you want, you can write it here. You can even check the auto-generated HTML. Early days, they used to show it, but nowadays they're not showing it. Okay. And 99% of the times, we don't customize them. Okay. We only use them like this. So this is a section in Pega. Anybody has any questions on this? Okay.
So Nikhila, in section we just use the controls, right, to
Right.
design the.
Right. Okay. Now, whenever you created a new section, you were not finding this option, right? And what exactly is this? So let me revert back to that old mode which was coming. Okay. So whenever we create a section, you have a screen like this. Now, what is this? See, starting from Pega 8 point some version, okay, Pega introduced something called as templates. Okay, so template means like your reusable, screen kind of thing. Okay, so you can also design your screen in this mode. No need to go to this mode. You can also design your screen here. So you can just click on the plus icon here. Okay, and you will get all the list of controls here, the buttons, the drop downs, everything will come like this. You can see, right? Everything, whatever you saw there, will be visible here. So even like this, you can design your screens. Okay, no need to go over there. But if you go over there, it is much more flexible for us. Okay, but you can also design your screen like this. Just select whatever you want, the text box added. Then I want, let's say I want a drop down added. Let's say then I want a button. Okay, you can see it is all getting added. So even this way you can design your section. So I will teach you both the ways to update your sections. Now whichever you feel comfortable, you can do it. Okay, so this is how we design a section in Pega. Section is a rule in Pega where we do the actual UI design. Section is made up of lot of controls. Example of controls: text box, drop down, button, images, videos, checkboxes. All these are called as controls in Pega. Anybody has any questions about sections now? Okay, perfect. Okay, my section design is completed. Okay, And do you remember yesterday I told you if you want to display a screen to the user, okay? So the only way to display a screen to the user is using a assignment shape in the flow, right? So in the flow, there's a green colored shape called as assignment shape. Now I want to open this flow. Please click on the this one, not on this. Don't click on this and say, Nikhila, I don't see open process here. Kindly click on this. This is flow. This is not flow. This is shape inside the flow. This is flow. Okay, you can see this icon, right? This is flow. Now let's open the flow. Assignment shape is the only shape in Pega which can display a screen to the user. So this is green color, which means it is assignment shape. Double click on it. Okay. I want to bring my section and keep it here so that the user can see this screen. But there's no option to fill sections here. Do you see? There is no option to fill a section here. Whereas there is something called as flow action. Now, what is a flow action? Flow action, it is a UI container. It is used to display the section on the assignment shape in a flow. Flow actions will contain sections inside it. So, every section you are building should and must be kept inside a flow action. And this flow action should be kept on the flow assignment shape, only then the user can see it. So I cannot bring a section and directly keep it on the flow assignment shape. Sections cannot be directly plugged in into the flow assignment shape. Section should be kept inside a flow action. Flow action will be kept on the assignment shape. Okay. Now you might have a question, why is that so, Nikhila? Why didn't Pega give you an option to plug in the sections directly here? Why should I keep a flow action again? Okay. See, on the screen, generally apart from what we are displaying, we will have lot of things to do. Okay. If you take make my trip, okay. See, on the screen, apart from entering my phone number and clicking on continue, there is something that happens in the back end. Like when you click on continue, there is some validation which happens in the back end. Is this a valid phone number? Is this the valid username? Is this the valid password? We do some validations. Okay, we check whether you are a registered user or not, and then we allow you to log in. So there is some piece of code which actually executes in the back end to do all such things. So all such things, Pega gave us in the flow action, only the UI design in the section, but upon clicking the button, validating the things, and allowing you to enter the piece of code which we write is all configured in the flow action. So you will learn more in depth about flow actions later. But as of now, just think that flow action is like a UI container. It contains sections inside them, and flow action should be kept on the flow assignment shape to display a screen to the user. Now I have built some dummy screen, right? Paytm homepage. Okay. Let's save it. Okay. This is a dummy screen. I don't want you people to build this. Just to show you, I'm building it. Now I want to display this when my user creates a work object. This screen has to come. If this screen has to come, then I have to put it on the flow. Only if you keep on the flow, the user can see it. If you do not keep it on the flow, the user cannot see it. Okay. So I have to put it on the flow. Now, where is my flow? This is my flow. Okay. In the flow, you can display a screen only if you have an assignment shape. So here is my assignment shape. But inside the assignment shape, you can't give sections. You have to give a flow action. Flow action will contain section. So what I should do is I should go create a flow action for this now. So flow actions come under process category, guys. Under process category, flow action. Okay. Same thing again. Right click, create process category. Section was under user interface category. Flow actions under process category. Flow action. Generally, we give the section name and flow action name same so that they are in sync. but it is not mandatory. You can give any name of your choice. This is flow action. It just contains section inside it. There are no UI controls inside a flow action. It is just a container. It is just a rule which holds section inside it. So come here, keyboard down arrow. Please do not type and make mistakes. Keyboard down arrow, enter, save. Now, even after telling, some people will type something wrong and they save it and they come and say, Nikhila, I'm getting an error. I don't know. I created this rule, but it is still throwing an error. As mentioned, please always use keyboard down arrows. Kindly don't type and make mistakes. Save it. Okay. Now, this is over. So,
Nikhila? So,
yes.
I have a question. So one flow action will have only one section
So, Subodh will talk.
from the
Yeah,
yes.
you
Subodh
can
will
have
talk.
only one
Yeah,
section.
you have one section.
Okay. As you see, there is no plus icon to add more sections, right? So, we can have
Right.
only one section.
So we can have only one section. Okay.
So, now a quick recap. In order to build any screens in Pega, you have to create a rule called as section. Section is made up of lot of controls. By dragging and dropping the controls, you build the UI part. Now I want to display the screen to the end user, which means I have to put it in the flow on the assignment shape. So I went to the flow assignment shape. You cannot display the screens directly, which means you need a flow action. So flow actions fall under process category. Sections fall under user interface category. So I created a flow action and just took my section from the down arrow. Now look at this. Even if I run the flow action, just I'm trying to run the flow action just to show you the screen that I have built. That Paytm dummy screen which we have built. How did I run the flow action? Please don't worry about the navigation. Okay, this is the dummy screen we have built. Perfect. It is working. Okay. Now, if the user creates a work object, on the work object screen, I want this to come. So go to the flow, open the assignment shape. Again, keyboard down arrow. Everywhere keyboard down arrow. Do not type. Enter. Submit. Save. Okay. A screen will be displayed to the user if and only if on the assignment shape it is mentioned. If you do not mention, it will not display. So it is mandatory to mention a screen on the assignment shape. Saved my changes. Now let us create a work object to see how it works. So you know how to create a work object, right? You can open your case type rule and click on this button save and run. So case type is what the okay. Record is stale. Many of you will get this error while practicing. Don't panic, don't run to me. Okay? Record is stale means you have already updated some sections or flow actions or flows and this is not refreshed. Just now we updated this flow, right? Okay, and you didn't refresh the screen. So it just says record is stale. Record is stale means you just updated something and you didn't refresh this current rule. So just a refresh is enough. Just a refresh. That's it. Now try to save your changes and run it. Save and run. So I am creating a work object in my application by running the case type rule because case type is the end-to-end life cycle of a business process. And when you run the case type rule, work objects will be created in Pega. This is my work object. You can see all my stages are displaying and only primary stages will display because primary stage means happy path. Alternate stages will not display. Then how can I go to alternate stage? I will teach you later. Okay. Currently we are focusing only on the UI development. Do you see this? Paytm homepage came, whatever I have designed has come. Okay. Now let's say, for example, I want to add some more controls on the screen. Just go here. Let's say I want a password control. Then I would like to have a radio button. Save your changes. Refresh your work object. Whatever new changes you did, they will come. Just click on the go button. Again, don't panic. If you see something like this, means the work object is closed. You just need to click on the go button to open it. Just click on the go button, it will open. You see this? The screen is enhanced with two new controls. Okay. So, in order to build a screen in Pega, I have to build a section. Section contains a lot of controls. And in order to display a screen to the user, I have to put a flow and assignment shape. And on the assignment shape, we give flow action. Flow action will contain section inside it. So on the assignment shape, we have to put the flow actions, and flow action contains sections inside them. So every single screen you are building, first thing is section, then section inside of flow action, and flow action on the flow assignment shape. This is the only way to build UI in Pega. Sections, flow actions, and keep them on the assignment shape in the flow. Now, I said this is a work object in Pega, right? So this is called as a work object in Pega. Now you can see this, there is a number like this called, right? We call that as work object ID. Now this number is automatically generated by Pega, and every single day they will increment by 1000. So yesterday it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Today it is 1001. Tomorrow it will be like, a different number, 2000, and then day after tomorrow 3000. It keeps increasing day by day. But in real time, we are customizing this work object IDs. Okay. In some projects, we are actually giving the work object ID as date and time, current date and time. In some projects, it can be, a sequential number. In some projects, a random gem number. So depending upon the project, they're customizing this. How to customize it? There's a OOTB rule called as generate ID. Okay, they will customize this. It is not the correct time to discuss on this rule right now. Okay, so leave it right now. Just understand that this is the work object ID. Okay, so it is just like your order ID, transaction ID. No, that is nothing but work object ID. Okay, now where can I see all the work objects that I created till day? You know where to see all the operators, you know where to see all the access groups, you know where to see all the classes. Now, where to see all the work objects? Just go to App Explorer, single click on the class. Single click, not right click. Single click. See, you will see all the work objects. Yesterday it was 1, 2, 3, 4. Today it is 1001. So single click on the class, you will see all the work objects. You can even open them and you can work on them. Okay. Once again, a quick recap. In order to build a screen in Pega, I have to first create user interface section. Okay. In this section, I'll have lot of controls. We can configure and we can design them accordingly. Then every section should and must be kept inside a flow action. Flow action comes under process category. Okay. Now, how to display the screen to the user? Take a flow, add an assignment shape, put your flow action on the assignment shape. The user can see the screens. How to create a work object? Go to your case type rule, click on this, say save and run. Is this the only way to create a work object? Can we create it in different ways? Yes, of course. Just go to the create button and say new, e-claim request. This is your case type, right? E-claim request, e-claim request. That's it. The work object will be created. Okay. So new e-claim request, work object will be created. Now, what is the work object ID? This one. In which stage you are? Collect info stage. What is a flow action? It's a UI container. It contains section inside it. Any questions on sections and flow actions and mapping flow action to the UI? Perfect. Then we'll go to harness. Now, what is a harness and what is a portal? Okay. So if you are building a screen which is coming as a part of the work object, like screen 1, create, screen 2, screen 3, screen 4. Hey, if you're getting this advanced this case, it means you haven't built a screen here. Okay, that is why you're getting advanced this case. So don't worry and don't drop questions in the group. Why is this coming? Just because you did not build any screen here. Okay, if you have built a screen, the screen will come. If you did not build a screen, like this only, it will come. So don't panic, we are yet to build the screens. Your flow is still in draft mode. You remember? It is in draft mode. Still, we are working on it. So as you don't have screens, it is displaying like this. So do not panic. Now, in order to build a screen which comes inside a work object, I'm using section flow action flow assignment shape combinations. Now, what if I want to build a screen like this? A dev studio, something like an app studio, something like admin studio, something like prediction studio. Okay, what if I want to build something like this? Okay, let it load. Or I want to build a portal called as manager portal, or I want to build a portal called as user portal. How do I build these things? So if something is coming inside a work object, that is okay. Section, flow action, assignment shape combination, we are doing it. But how about this one? Here it's a portal. So when the user logs in, the screen that is coming is a portal. So when I log in into Amazon, this screen is called as portal. Now, how do I build this one? Okay, section, flow action, combination. How do I build that one? So let's see. How can we do that? If you see this, these are called as portals, right? So in order to build a portal, we need to create a rule called as user interface portal. Okay. So in order to build portals, we need to build a rule called as portal. Now I'm going to call it as ATM portal. Okay. Create. So this is portal. And I want to build something like this or something like this I want to do. Okay. Now, where is that design then? You don't have an option to put the controls, right? To put drop downs, radio buttons, buttons, images. You don't have all such options in Portal. Then where is that? So inside Portal, there is something called as harness. So first we have to build harness. Okay. So I will go and build a harness now. User interface harness. So I'm calling it as Paytm user interface harness, and I will call it as Paytm harness. First letter of every word should be capital. Now you see all the controls here, right? Okay, perfect. So what is the difference between portal, harness and sections? Portal, it is the rule in PEGA. It is basically used to design the web pages that a user will see upon logging into an application. Portal contains harness inside it. Okay, and portals are mapped to access groups. Access groups are mapped to operator IDs. You know that. Now, what is harness then? Harness is also a UI container. What is flow action? It is also a UI container. So, harness and flow actions are equals. Harness is a UI container. Flow action is also a UI container. What is present inside a harness? Sections. What is present inside a flow action? Sections. Then, what is the difference between harness and flow action? Harness can contain multiple sections inside it. Flow action can contain only one section inside it. Okay, flow actions can have only one section inside them. Okay, then when to use harness and when to use flow actions? If you're building a web page like this, okay, we need harness section combination. If you're creating a work object, okay, you're making a transaction in your project, we need sections and flow actions. Okay, so for building a portal harness section we use. For building a screen in the work object, assignment shape, flow action, section combination we use. Let me complete building this. So I'm trying to build a harness. Now they are saying drag a section here, which means inside the harness, see if I want to drag and drop, see there's a block icon. I can't drag and drop. See, it is not allowing me to drag and drop. Let's say I want a button. I can't. I want a text box. I can't. I want a text input. I can't. Okay. So in order to build a web page in Pega, the portal in Pega, first you have to create a portal rule. Inside the portal rule, they are expecting harness. So you have to create a harness rule. Inside the harness rule, they're expecting section. So you have to create a section and do the actual design. Then drag and drop it here. So I will create a section now. Create user interface section. And I'm
So
going.
only sections we can put in harness, Nikhila.
Exactly. Only sections we can put in harness, and only section is the rule in Pega which can do the UI design for you. No other rule can do the UI design. Okay. You can either convert to full
But to
section
have
editor and do drag and drop. Yes.
Nikhila, but why do we have all those options, Nikhila, in harness also same as section? Then we don't need that all options, right? The
Right.
data
Actually, these
capture
all
thing.
are not required. They can even disable them. Okay. Only this there is one thing, screen layout, and few things are required. They can disable, but they have given it. Okay. There's no point in giving them because anyways you can't drag and drop them. Okay.
Okay, okay,
So
sure.
now if you come back to the section, so you design your portal. Okay, what do you want to show on the screen? Let's say I want to put an image, like Paytm image I want to keep. So I'll put some image. Okay. Then I want to display some video, some ad video, some recharge ad video. So I'm just putting some video control. Okay. Then I want to put some, you know, but let's put a button here. So like this, you can design whatever you want. You just design it like this and save it. Okay. Now come back here. There's a drag section here, right? How to drag it? Just refresh your App Explorer, expand the class. User interface will have sections. I just built a section called as Paytm homepage. Okay. Paytm homepage or portal? Portal. Yeah, just now I have built portal. So drag it like this. Okay. You see there are some dots here, right? Put your pointer on the dot. The arrow will change. Drag it like this. That's it. Save your changes. So harness is completed now. Back here. Don't worry about all these navigations. Just down arrow. Take it. Down arrow. Always down arrow. Save your changes. Okay. Now I want this portal to be mapped to my operator. You know, right? Portals are generally given in the access groups. So go to your access group. Down arrow. Always down arrow. See Paytm portal. Save. Refresh once. Okay. So I can make this as a default portal so that whenever the user logs in, by default only this portal will come. I can make it as a default portal so that when the user logs in like this, the default portals will come like this. So we can make it. Okay. Now just a quick discussion about these things. User interface rules in PEGA. Okay. We have 4 types of user interface rules in PEGA: portal, harness, flow action, section. Portal. This is the web page the user will see upon hitting your website URL. Okay. Now, how do I build that home page or the web page for a user? So you need to build a rule called as portal in Pega. Okay. And this portal rule falls under, oh, sorry. Yeah, this portal rule falls under user interface category, but it will not be visible here, guys. Okay. Portals will not be visible, although portal is created under user interface. Create portal. Okay. Let's say I created a portal called as test. Okay. I created a portal called as test. Refresh App Explorer. Okay. They will not be visible here. Okay. Why they are not visible and all, we'll talk later. They will not be visible here. So you have to go to Records Explorer, User Interface, Portal. Okay. They'll be visible under Records Explorer. So this is a portal in Pega. Nothing but the home page that comes upon hitting a URL. That is portal. Now inside the portal, I want to put harness. So go create a harness. That is also under user interface only. So we have built a harness. Harness says drag and drop a section here. You can't put a section directly, drag and drop it. So I dragged and dropped a section. Okay. So first you have to create a section, keep it inside a harness, and this harness inside the portal, and this portal finally you give it on your access group. So this is how we build the home pages, the web portals in Pega. So web portal in Pega is a combination of section, harness, portal rule in Pega. Now, I want to create a work object. I want to make some transaction. So when I create a work object, there will be some screens coming, sequence of screens coming. How do you build this? Section. First, you have to build a section. Okay. This section should be kept inside a flow action under process category, flow action. Okay. And this flow action on the flow assignment shape. Okay. So this is how we build screens in Pega. Let's do a small recap again. Portal, it is the rule in Pega. This is used to design the home pages of your website, the portals that a person sees when logging in. And portal contains harness inside it. Inside the harness, we will give the section. Okay, and once everything is completed, portal is kept in the access group and access group is given to the operator ID. Then harness. Harness is just basically a collection of sections, nothing. Flow action, it is just a collection of sections, nothing. Then section, this is the actual rule in Pega where the UI design takes place. All your controls are present in the section only. Okay, and section will be kept inside a flow action or a harness. If you keep it inside a flow action, you're going to use it on the flow assignment shape. If you keep it inside a harness, you're going to use it in the portal rule in Pega. Look at the UI mapping. Operators will have access groups. Access groups will have portals. Portals will have harness. Harness will have multiple sections inside it. Whereas work object screen, case type will have flow. Flow will have flow action. Flow action will have section. Now, a very famous interview question: what is the difference between harness and a flow action? Both are UI containers. What is the difference? Harness can have multiple sections inside it. Flow action can have only one section inside it. Let's have a look at it. Harness. How can I have multiple sections? Let's see. Only one section is coming, right? How can I give multiple sections? So there's an option here. Okay. You can see there's an option here, screen layout. Do you see this? Click on that. So generally, when you see any web pages, you always see them having multiple panels. Looks like this web page has only single panel, but let's take any other web pages like Paytm. See, look at Paytm. It has a top panel and a center panel. Make My Trip only has one entire panel, but this has like one top and one center, right? And certain websites will have top panel, bottom panel, left panel, right panel. They will have a lot of panels. So you can choose it from here. Okay, only top and center, top left and center, top right and center, top left right. So you can choose like this. Okay, as of now, I only have one panel, so only one section is getting accepted. So let's say, for example, I take this option, top, center, and right. See, top, center, right. So drag a section here, here, and here. So harness can have multiple sections inside it, like this. Harness can have multiple sections inside it, like this. Now, whereas take a flow action, only one single section. You can't give multiple sections, only one section. So that is the difference. Now take a minute, go through this. Let me know if you have any questions.
Yeah, but like work object is also part of portal only, right? I mean to say a user log into the portal and then he will create a work object, right?
Right?
So section, I mean, as you mentioned, like a harness will be used in portal and the section will be used in when we are going to work
See,
on a work
portal is
object.
a static web page that always remains on the screen, right? But work objects you may or may not create, right? There are many things that you can do on the screen rather than work object creation. So portal is different, this is different. If you look at this is a portal, okay? And this is the work object creation. Like if you click on search flights, make the payment and book it, that is a work object. Whereas instead of creating a work object, I can even come and do the registration. I can even look at the ads and offers and coupon codes. So that you can do multiple things, not just work object creation inside a portal.
Nikhila, so in an application, portal will be constant, right?
Yes, exactly. See, portal means when I hit the website URL, the screen that is loading is portal.
There may be multiple portals in an application or only single
No,
portal, Nikhila?
multiple portals. See, if you look at this, same Paytm portal, same Paytm URL, okay? You type Paytm URL, I will also type Paytm URL. Let's assume that I'm an administrator of Paytm, or I'm a developer of Paytm, or I'm a seller on Paytm, something. Then for same Paytm URL, my screen will be different and your screen will be different. Why is that so? Because my access group is different. Okay, so even right now, okay, if you take your Pega application, same URL I'll hit. Okay, and in my operator ID, In my operator ID, let's say I have two different access groups. Okay. Same URL I will hit. If I'm an author, I will get dev portal. If I'm a manager, I'll get manager portal. Right? So although the URL is the same, the screen that is loading is different. Why? Depends on the access group you hold. So even in Paytm or Make My Trip or any website, you and I will hit the same URL. But depending on the access group, the portal will be different for people. Because inside the access
Okay.
groups only we'll map the portals and we will mention what is the
If
default portal.
Nikhila, if we are having same access group, then the portal will be
Yes,
only one portal. So
yes, it will be same for all of us because under the same access group, multiple people will be there, right? Not only Nikhila, maybe Sanjana, maybe Anu, maybe a lot of people are there. So all of them will have the same portal. So depending upon your
but
access
two
group,
portals we cannot create for the same access group, right? Only
you
single
can
portal.
have, but they are optional. Like you can see, I have Dev Studio. I also have user and Paytm portals. I also have admin prediction app studio. They are like optional. Okay. Now, if you,
Okay.
in this case,
Oh,
you can take the example of, Gmail. I don't want to log in into Gmail now, but in this case, you can take the example of Gmail. So when you log in into Gmail, you will see, right? Different options will come. Like you can go to Google Classroom, you can go to YouTube, you can go to various things.
yeah, yeah. Okay, Nikhila, got it.
Nikhila,
Yes, please.
so if we consider Paytm or any public using apps, if we are going to build that in Pega, will we keep that URL or anything in Pega? Like how?
Why will you keep URL in Pega? See, URL is or like we generate it, right? It's based on the server hosting, server port numbers, all that the URL is generated.
Yes.
So it has nothing to do with Pega. Whatever applications you build on server, based on the server, these URLs will come.
Okay.
And generally, we don't leave the URLs like this. We mask them. See, when you see Make My Trip, this is not the actual URL. In the backend, they will also have like this, servlet names, operator, sorry, port numbers, lot of things will be there. They're just masking it. We give shortcut names like this. Similarly, if Pega is used to build some public facing websites, the URL will be something like this, not like this. Anyways, let's not deviate from the topic. Any questions on user interface rules in Pega?
Nikhila, can you launch portal one more time? The one which you created.
Hmm. So launching the portals we do from here, whatever extra portals you have added here, okay, except your
Mm-hmm.
studios, any extra portals added here will come under launch portal. Select the portal and just launch it like this.
Got it. Okay, so let's take an example. If I'm on Dev Studio, how can I, so I won't be able to navigate to Paytm portal through Dev Studio, correct?
Dev Studio, Paytm portal, both are there, right? Because you have multiple
Okay.
portals, you can launch multiple tabs. Okay, but generally, if you take a user like us, like me using Make My
Mm-hmm.
Trip, they will not give me multiple load portals like this. They'll give me only one portal like this, and I'll have only one option. That's it.
Understood. Got it.
Nikhila,
Hi,
we have to
Nikhila.
create sections, right?
Mhm.
After creating sections, if we put it in flow actions, we can view it under case type. If we put those sections in harness, a portal will be created. Is it?
Exactly. Right. So, like I mentioned here.
So for case types, to view under case type, we are going with flow actions, and for portal viewing, we are going with access group harness, right?
Exactly. Correct. You're right.
Okay, thank you.
Nikhila, hi.
Hello.
Yeah, just I have a query in which classes you are going to save this harness? Can you once again tell me that?
Classes, I'll teach you practicals, then you will learn. Because you don't know
Yeah,
about data dash portal classes and all, which I'm supposed to answer you now, which will cause confusion for others. So as we keep doing the practicals, I'll tell you why and when. I'll tell you.
yeah, okay.
Nikhila, does the portal have always only one harness,
If you don't see a plus icon,
or is there a
it's only one harness. Look at this. Where is that? Do you have a plus icon to add more harness? No, which means only one harness.
okay? And it is mandatory that we should have a harness to display
Hmm.
the flow actions
Exactly,
also.
exactly, right. No, no, not flow action section. Portal harness section is one set.
Yes,
Portal,
harness
harness, and
has
sections.
flow.
Yeah. Flow action section is another set. Like you saw on the PPT. Portal, harness, sections is one set of design where you're building that static web pages that come upon hitting your website URLs. Section flow
So if
action
we
flow
don't
is
have
another
multiple
set.
sections,
We do have
we can directly put a flow
right
action on
single
the
section.
portal.
No, 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 no. You can't. See, harness accepts only sections inside it. Harness doesn't accept such things. See, when you design a harness, let me delete all these. One second. When you design a new harness, okay, let me delete this. Oh, some other way it is staying. Okay, allow me a minute. When you design a harness, see, it is always telling you, get me a section. It is not telling you, get me a flow action, right? So, flow actions doesn't come into picture here.
Okay.
Nikhila,
Mhm.
it means the a portal it is applicable to entire application, right?
Yes, yes, exactly. See, when you log in into the web page, the home screen that you get is portal. Why are you guys so confused? Let's say what else, Swiggy. When I hit the URL, the page that is coming is portal. Of course, it is static, right? Why would it change? So this is a portal. Whereas I go and I order some tiffin. Okay, then that is a work object. So those screens are like section flow action combination. No, I just keep ordering something and that is called a section flow action combination.
Okay, Nikhila. Thank you.
Now take a pause, okay, and we'll take a break and we'll build a couple of sections, okay, and we'll come back and we will see it.
Nikhila, one question. You
Yes.
created these sections under e-claim request or claims class?
And anyways, whatever sections I created are not a part of your project, okay? Just some dummy sections and flow actions I have created. So ignore the class now, okay? After the break, once we start doing some practicals, you can see where I'm creating and all. Whatever I created
Okay.
so far are just dummy ones and I'm going to delete them as well.
Okay.
Okay. So let's take a break and we'll do some practicals on this. And anybody stuck in the practicals of operator IDs and access group, please stay back after the session and get on a screen share. I'll be there to assist you. And guys, everything is very much clearly thought in the session recordings. If you're following the recordings, you should be in a position to complete them. If you're running short of time to watch the recordings, at least watch the screenshots. I'm uploading a Word document which has the screenshots of the practicals. Watch them and do them. Okay. And as I always tell you, be a part of live session. Today I see a lot of people are missing, which is not at all good for you. Because once you have to listen in the live, then you have to recap from the videos, only then you will feel better. This is something new. Be a part of live, please. Okay, it's 8:30 now. Let's connect back again at 8:40 and we'll resume.
Nikhila, can you
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, back after the break. Let's resume. I'm not going to give you any task on sections and flow actions as of today. Okay, I want you people to complete the application creation, case types, stages, operators, and access groups before next Friday. Okay, so then on both the projects, both healthcare and banking. So after that, we'll start assigning some tasks on UI and properties for next week. So as of now, no task for you. Just watch and understand. That's it. Hmm, something changed. Something changed. Okay, this is one thing, guys. Yesterday, even one of your students, trainees was asking me, like, she's having some problem with the current operator ID. Okay, by default, the portal was shifted to manager portal and she's not getting dev portal. So, what to do in that case? Please log in with administrator at pega.com. Okay, open your operator ID and fix the things. Just in case if you messed up with your actual developer operator ID, and you're not able to log in or you're not able to switch the portals because of some kind of mistake you have done, log in with administrator@pega.com, open the operator ID which is having the issue and fix it. So maybe I have messed up something here. Claims authors. Where is authors? Oh my god, did I delete it by? Looks like I deleted it by mistake. Shit. That's the reason it is not coming.
You can restore it, right, Nikhila?
No, data instances we can't restore. Only DB, like only rules we can restore. Let me check system refactors. The only rules are there. Only rules we can restore. Data instances generally we can't. Anyways, I can create it, but just checking if there's any option to restore.
Yeah.
Sorry, not from here.
yesterday one of us was facing the issue when she was trying to access the access group. So how you help to resolve it?
The same thing. I asked her to log in as administrator@pega.com, go to the operator ID and fix it.
Okay.
See, ideally it shouldn't come because deleted data instances we can't restore. However, I'm just checking if there's any possibility. No, there is no possibility. See, only rules are coming. Data instances don't come here. So there's no possibility to restore the access group, which I deleted by mistake. Only thing is like I have to recreate it. So what I will do is I'll open whatever is the existing access group. Now we have a lot of access groups, right? Other than this.
But Nikhila, do we have a audit trail in such scenario? If somebody deletes by
Mm,
mistake, we need to
mm.
identify.
No, no, we don't have because it's a record in the database that we don't have. So in real time, what we do is we create something called as triggers, which we'll be learning in the later session. So when somebody does such kind of actions, triggers will trigger and they will put the logs and all for us. or we even get a notification when somebody is attempting to do such things. And that is the reason, we restrict operators from having edit and delete access, so that these kind of things doesn't happen. How to restrict and all, I'll be teaching you in the later sessions. So first of all, my access group is deleted. Let
In the
me try.
recent it will be there, right, Nikhila?
No, it will not be. I'm not even able to log in, right? Then how can I pick it from the recents? I'm not even able to log because my access group is deleted. And your
Yeah, the
recents is
deleted
different.
one.
Your recents will not come in administratorpega.com recents, it will not come. Your recents is only for your operator ID. It's like your history, your browser history will not come for me, right? The same way, it will not come. So I'm just trying to give my portal, developer portal, and admin studio. I just need only these two things, so I'm giving it. Oh, where are my other roles? I remember having some roles here. Just a second. Let me check my other access groups. I remember having some sysadmin 4 and other kind of roles.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, here it is.
Sysadmin
Just
Nikhila.
copy paste from the existing things. Just copy and paste.
Even drag down will work, right?
It is not populating because right now I'm in a different application.
Okay.
So it's not
Yes, yes, understood.
populating. So I'm just copying and pasting it.
Symbol.
Okay, and just make sure, see, the description is wrong. I'm creating this. Oh, why is it coming as authors, users? I created it as authors. Oh, shit. This one I have to update, not that one. This is authors. Shit, man. 1 second.
Same again, copy paste.
So just a learning, guys. In case if you messed up with your operator ID and having any challenges, please log in as administrator@pega.com, open the operator ID or access group and fix your things. Um, is manageable in apps cannot create a manageable role in application different to reference. Okay, fine. Okay. Later I need to enable this. Once I log in, we can do that.
So for our operator, they
Mm-hmm.
have given only user access or something developer access.
Mm-hmm.
By going to administrator, we can add other access also.
You
That will
can
not be possible.
even if your operator ID has admin privileges, you can even do from your current operator ID. No need to log in as administrator@pega.com. Your current
No, no,
operator
no. I'm
ID.
asking real time in
That's
the.
what in real time also. If your operator has admin privileges, you can do it from your current operator itself. And if
Okay,
in
okay.
real time they may even change the password of administrator@pega.com so that people like you and me don't log in and do something there. And the other most important thing is in real time projects we generally don't get login screen. It's always single sign on, right? So we don't have the privilege to do such things.
Okay, okay, understood.
Okay, we'll talk about single sign on later, guys. Okay, so let's move ahead. Just a quick recap of what we have done in the before the break. In order to build an application in Pega, I need rules like sections, flow actions, harness, and portals. So the interview question is, what are the UI rules you have worked on in Pega or you learned in Pega? 4 UI rules we have: portal, harness, sections, and flow actions. Now, the next interview question that comes is, what is the difference between harness and a flow action? Please tell them that whenever I want to build a screen which is coming up in the work object on the flow, then I have to use section flow action combination. And a flow action can contain only one section inside it. Whenever I'm building a web page that will load upon hitting a URL, I have to build a portal harness section combination. And harness can have multiple sections inside it. Like one has top panel, one has left panel, one has right panel, one has center panel, one has bottom panel. Like this, you can put multiple sections inside a harness. Okay. So section is the actual rule in Pega where the UI design takes place. And if you're designing a work object screen, then we use section flow action flow combination. Designing a portal, harness portal section combination we do. So now I'm just going to teach you some basic sections in your project. Okay. Yeah. Some basic sections we'll be doing. And I don't want you people to build anything as a homework. Okay. Just one or two sections only I'll teach you. In the next session, if you have time, you build it. Otherwise, in the next session, we'll be doing it. So now I can create a work object like this by clicking on the create button. We can create a work object like this. Oh my goodness. Failed to find a role obj flow with the name create form underscore default. Did I delete anything else?
We have added something maybe.
This flow is also missing. Create form underscore default is also missing. When did I delete this? Okay, 1 minute. So if you deleted something by mistake, how to recover it? Okay, you just go to configure button at the top, application, development, developer activity. Okay, you can go to developer activity, application development, developer activity. Okay, so here you can see what the developer has done. Go to recent actions. Recently I deleted, right? Recent actions. Okay, so somewhere I have deleted here create form underscore default. You can click on this view deleted rules. Okay, because I deleted it, I'm just trying to check the deleted rules. Here do you see? How come, man? I deleted this. Oh, along with this Paytm flow actions and flows, I deleted my create form default as well by mistake. Okay. So you click on the name and it will come like this at the bottom. You can say restore. So rules you can restore. Data instances like operator IDs and access groups you cannot restore. Okay. On this looks like I kept something about Paytm. Remove it and take anything exist.
Create.
Okay. Don't worry about the screen. Okay. I kept something dummy so it is coming. So this is how we generally create a work object. Okay. How do you create a work object in Pega? Click on the create button and click on new. You will create like this. Okay. This is how to create a work object in Pega. Now after creating a work object, I want to display some screens to the user. How do I design the screens? So section is the rule where we design the screens. So first I have to design some sections. So sections come under user interface category. So create user interface section. Now what is this section for? The first stage. Okay. So for the first stage, I'm creating sections for the first flow, this one. So this is all about collecting the data from the user. Okay. So I will give the section name the same thing. Collect information will be my section name. Okay, collect info, collect information, whatever it is. Even if you give spaces, Pega will truncate it. Pega will remove the space. So it's okay whether you give or not, it's okay because they are going to remove the space like this. And we are creating in the e-claim request because my case type is for e-claim request. Now create. As I told you, you can either add controls from here by clicking on the plus icon. Take whatever control you want, you take it. Or you can go to convert to full section editor and you can add your controls. Okay. So as
See
of
the
now,
control.
Mhm. Yes. As of now, as I told you, I don't want to still assign you tasks on sections and flow actions. Still, you master on operators and new application creation and access groups. So I'm only creating a dummy section. I'm not building the actual sections here. So just for time being, I'm just dragging and dropping few things. Just a dummy section, okay? Like this, I'm building a dummy section only. Save it. Now, as I told you, if you are going to build a screen for the end user, work object screen, section should be kept inside the flow action. So my section is completed. I saved it. I need a flow action. Sections fall under user interface category. Flow actions fall under process category. So I will name this as same thing, collect information. Generally, we give the same names. Why? What is the benefit of getting the same, giving the same names? I'll show you. Inside the flow action, keyboard down arrow, please do not type. I don't want to see anybody posting errors in the group where the solution to that is taking from the down arrow. Please avoid this mistake. Save your changes. That's it. Now, what is the benefit of giving same name? When I search with a rule name like this, I can get, oh, I have a section with this name. I have a flow action with this name. So it's easy for us to search the rules if you maintain the same names. Okay. So generally we prefer to do that, but it is optional. It's not mandatory. So I created a section. I created a flow action. What next? Section should be inside a flow action. Flow action on the flow assignment shape outgoing connector. Okay. Now you have to map it on the screens. Okay. Now go to the flow. Where are my flows? The first flow, it is not coming, that create form. You have to map it to the flow. Okay. So what is my first flow? If you don't know what is your first flow, go to the case type rule. Okay. Click on the flow, not on the assignment shape. Click on the flow where you see this icon and say open flow. Okay. Or come to App Explorer, open the flow by clicking on the name like this. Either of the ways it is okay. Now on the assignment shape, remove whatever is written, remove it completely, down arrow, you see it right? If it is not coming in the down arrow, do not again panic. It is not coming in the down arrow means it is not saved. Maybe you didn't save it. So that's the reason it is not coming up. Okay. Or you say, Nikhila, I saved it, it is not coming. Then it is not in the current class. Maybe by mistake you kept it in some other class. Okay. So it is not coming. So now just enter and say submit. Save your changes. Save is mandatory. Now create a work object. There are two ways to create a work object. Go here and say save and run, or come here and say create. Either of the ways you can do. See, the dummy screen which I have built is coming. Okay. So like this, we build a section under flow action and map it to the flows in PEGA. Any questions so far?
Nikhila, one small doubt. Even
Sure.
if we click on enrichment also, same screen will come, right? Collect information.
Why
It
it
is
will come?
coming.
Did I map it in the flow? No, right? If you map it on the enrichment flow, it will come. You did not map it on the enrichment flow, so nothing will come. See, it says
Okay.
does not have a view defined. Means you did not mention any screens. So it is not displaying anything.
Okay.
Same with provisional credit. Nothing mapped, nothing will come. Oh, looks like I mapped something, so it is coming. Same with chargeback. Oh, why are these coming? Looks like something is mapped there. Chargeback. Okay, it is mapped here. Somehow, maybe I mapped it. So it is coming. Okay, the flow actions are mapped, so they are coming. Let's see, I gave something which is not existing. See, I gave something which is not existing. Okay, Pega will not throw any errors. Okay, and when you go to a work object, screen will not come. And now you guys will come and post screenshots in the group saying that Nikhila, I gave the flow action name, even the flow action is saved, but still I am not seeing the screen here. The reason is simple. Maybe you made some spelling mistake or case sensitivity mistake. You did not take it from the down arrow. Okay, so let's say the same collect information. Maybe I just made a spelling mistake or a case sensitivity mistake like this. Pega will accept it, but you will not get an error here. You will not get a screen here. Now, why is Pega accepting it when you made a spelling mistake or case sensitivity mistake? The reason is you kept it in draft mode, so Pega will accept it. If you remove the draft mode, then Pega will throw an error. Hey, there is something wrong. Okay, so it is not Pega's problem; it is your problem. You kept it in draft mode and start doing some mess here and not getting output. Okay, so I request everyone kindly use the down arrows. Don't type something and make mistakes. Okay, so this is how we create sections, flow actions, and map them to the flows. Okay, and at this point, I want to tell you one more important thing, which is important from your interview point of view. So you saw the correct information flow. I went to the flow, yeah, this flow. I went to the flow. On the assignment shape, I'm giving the flow action, right? Okay, perfect. Take another flow. Click on the flow name. You see this icon, this is flow. Open process. Click on the assignment shape. Where is that flow action drop down? Flow action drop down is coming. Flow action drop down is not coming. Same assignment shape, right? Same assignment shape.
Nikhila, Nikhila, there is some.
Screen flow and second one is process flow. In process flow, we
Uh,
give flow action and
exactly right. So look at the type of
Yes.
flow, guys. This is screen flow. This is process flow. Okay. So this is an interview question. Where do you specify the flow actions in a screen flow and in a process flow? In screen flow, on the assignment shape, directly you will mention. Okay. In a process flow, assignment outgoing connector will have the flow action. Okay. In screen flows, on the assignment shape itself. In process flows, assignment outgoing connector. Okay. Any questions so far? Your voice is too low.
Am I audible now?
Yes, Rohit.
Yeah, can you repeat this one more time?
If you take a screen flow and a process flow, so this is a process flow. Okay. In the screen
Yep.
flow, on the assignment shape, if you double click and open the settings of the assignment shape, you can configure the flow action here on the assignment shape. In a process flow, on the assignment shape, there's nothing. Okay. Whereas on the assignment outgoing connector, you can give the flow action.
Understood.
Okay. Slight difference in the
Yep.
configuration. This is an interview question, so please remember this.
In ScreenFlow also you have given some name now, Nikhila. Can you check? Outside the connector, create.
Connector label is different. This is just a label.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But it has nothing on the connector. See, connector is completely empty.
Yeah, yeah. Understood.
Okay.
Got it. I
Here
was
connector
confused.
has lot of things.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Uh,
Mhm.
Nikhila, is there any like a naming standard that can be followed? So by just looking at the name, we can tell whether this particular flow is a screen flow or process flow.
It depends on the developer.
It
Pega
depends
didn't
on the
suggest.
developer.
Subodh, there's an
Pega did
echo.
suggest. So there's an echo. Okay.
Did you correct from
Yeah, the
permissions?
question is
Did
there
you correct
industry
from
standard?
permissions? Right.
No, only
So,
one.
how is it? Okay, I muted you because my voice is echoing. Okay, so the answer to this is it purely depends on the developer. Okay, if you want to add a word underscore create screen flow in the flow name, you can name it like create from underscore screen flow. So you can put a name like that if you want. But Pega doesn't give you any standard like name like this, name like that, nothing like that.
Unmuted. Or is some standard followed in the industry, or no? Just people look at
Not
the go
no,
in the
we are
design
not
and
we are not
not
following any such standards.
the standards. Okay, thank
As I told you,
Nikhila, these
screen flow.
arrows on this object,
Mhm.
do they indicate the alternate flows that we can define, which is reaching to the same conclusion? The down arrow and up arrow and other things?
This coming when I
Can
do
we
a mouse
extend them?
over. When we do a mouse over, whatever is coming.
Yes. If you click on the down arrow, will it lead us to another
No, no,
connector
no.
path or something?
Ah, see, you see some dots coming all over the shape, right? So every dot can have a new connector coming out of it. But the arrows, there's nothing. See, every time, you can just go to the dot and pull a connector like this. So that's the use of
Okay.
it. Arrow has nothing to do.
So typically each object will have these kind of dots in it, right?
Right. Every shape we configure here will have dots like this. And you can pull multiple connectors out of them.
And do we have an shape for holding the hyperlinks or any landing pages?
Those are all configured in the section, right? The UI design is completely the duty of the section. These are only for the navigation on the screens we use them.
Okay.
Okay. Now you all just for your info, guys, you might be thinking that then what is the importance of an assignment shape here? Because connector itself is holding the flow action, right? Now in this case, connector is holding the flow action. But I told you assignment shape is the only shape in Pega which can display a screen. But if you see here, connector is displaying the screen. Then what is assignment shape doing here? Please understand that. Let me add couple of shapes. A connector behavior depends on the shape from which it is coming. Okay. So if you see a connector coming out of a sub process, it will ask you conditions. If you see a connector coming out of a utility, it has something like activity. If you see a connector coming out of a decision shape, it is asking for decision results. So like this, please understand that connector behavior depends on the shape from which it is coming. So here, it is not the connector actually holding the section and flow action. It is the assignment shape only who is holding the sections and flow actions. Okay, don't think that connector is actually holding the screen. No, it is the assignment shape who is doing the things. Just the configuration is on the connector. That's it. Any questions, anybody so far? Okay. Now I have a small question for you all. I do not want you to answer now. I want you to answer me in the next session. I have an assignment shape. I kept multiple outgoing connectors like this. Okay. Can I give multiple flow actions then? One flow action here, another flow action here, another flow action here. Those who know the answers, don't answer me now. Tell me in the next session. So, from an assignment, can I have multiple outgoing connectors and multiple screens mentioned on it? If yes, at runtime, which screen will come? Runtime means when I run the work object. Okay, when I use the word runtime, it means when I'm executing the code. Okay, so when I run the work object, which screen will come? This screen or this screen or this screen? If this screen is coming, what about other two then? Or if this screen is coming, what about other two then? Okay, figure out and answer me in the next session. Okay, we'll take a pause at
Nikhila,
you.
just
Sure.
go ahead. Go ahead.
No, no, I'm just telling that I'm not going to teach anything new today. Okay, because I just wanted to complete the homeworks before again I assign you tasks on sections, flow actions, and portal rules. Okay, so just watch all the previous session recordings, complete all the tasks in both the projects till stages. So on the next Saturday, I will randomly pick a person and ask them to do a screen share and show me the tasks which are completed. So make sure you are in the live session. Even if you do not complete the task, please don't skip the lives and you try to complete the task. Okay. So yes, somebody has a question. Please go ahead. Okay.
So after this, can we review my task that I have completed?
Yes, Shahid, we'll do. Sure. And anybody has any other questions, guys? Anybody stuck anywhere and need a
Yeah,
screen
I
share?
do.
You want a screen
Nikhila,
share,
I have
Vinod?
one query.
Yes, I have Vinod in
Don't
the queue. Vinod, do you need a
okay.
screen share?
No, Nikhila.
Okay. Okay, Vinod, please go. Please go ahead with your question then.
Just Nikhila, I just wanted to know, look, the flow created that is the default, right?
That create form flow is a default flow which Pega gives you. Okay, let's talk about it once. So starting from the Pega's,
Because
yeah, let me complete it.
just I wanted to know because the first flow always it will be the flow screen, right? Sorry,
Screen
that
flow,
process flow.
right? So let me complete it.
Default
First,
it is a screen flow, but it
mm,
cannot be create the work object so that we can delete it and we can create the process flow, right?
no, Vinod, let me answer this. See, as of today, okay, whenever you try to create a work object, the first thing that is getting triggered is your case type. So your case type rule is creating the work object. Inside the case type, the screen flows and process flows are there. So it is perfectly okay to have a screen flow as the first flow because the work object is being created by your case type rule. Okay. Yes, in older versions of Pega, we couldn't have the screen flow as the first flow because they don't create work objects. Okay. In those days, we didn't have case type rule. So we used to follow that rule which we are discussing right now. But in today's version, as the first thing that gets triggered is case type, inside that the flows are there. So it is 100% okay to have the first flow as a screen flow. Okay. No, one second, let me complete. And the next thing is like whenever you create a new case type rule in Pega, the first flow is a default flow that Pega is giving you, named as create. It's a default flow that Pega is giving you, and it is a screen flow. Why is Pega by default giving me a screen flow in the beginning? See, generally, let's say I'm a customer support representative. I got a call from the customer saying that his network is not working. So there are three screens which I need to fill. In the first screen, I have to ask him what is his customer ID, what is his country, state, and city. In the second screen, I have to ask him, what is his plan details. In the third screen, his data usage and everything will come. Okay, so I have to collect like three screens of information before I actually create a ticket for him. Okay, so in these three screens, I want to move backward and forward. So that is the reason Pega gave a screen flow in the beginning, assuming that most of you will have a set of screens in the beginning where you want a forward backward navigation before you actually submit and create a ticket. So that was the intention of Pega to give a screen flow here. Now let's say for example in your project, in the first screen itself, you will capture the information and you don't want any forward backward navigations, then you can simply delete this flow. No need to use it. It is not mandatory to use it. Simply delete this flow and create a new flow of your choice. Okay, so it is not mandatory. Just Pega is giving you thinking that it will be useful for you. You use it or not use it is your choice, and depending upon your project you can do it. Yes,
But
somebody
stream
has.
flow won't create object, right, Nikhila?
As I told you just now, I told you, right? Whenever you're creating a work object, the first thing that is getting triggered right now is your case type. Inside the
Okay.
case type, inside the stages, here is the screen flow. So the first
Okay.
thing that is coming is not a screen flow today. In lower versions of Pega, we didn't have case type rule. So in those days, if you keep screen flow as the first flow, we had a challenge. Now you all can forget about that because you guys are away from those versions. Okay, so starting from Pega 7 we have case type rules and the screen flow problem is not a constraint for us now. So you all can happily create a work object by putting the screen flow as the first flow now. Any other questions before I jump on to the screen shares?
Nikhila, when I'm try to run on representment or second chargeback,
Mhm.
still it is showing collect information first screen only. Can I know the
Yeah,
reason?
simple. That is because you have a flow action on those flows. If you go to those flow actions, I mean, like if you go to the flow, maybe on the connector, that particular flow action is there. And the other thing is like, how are you going to representment? Because there are alternate stages, right? When you create a work object, alternate stages will not come. See, representment second chargeback
Yeah,
doesn't come. How are you navigating?
yeah. I'm asking that only. Why it is not coming?
They are alternate stages. They don't come here. Alternate means optional paths, right? Like product cancellation, product returned and referred. They're optional. Everybody will not take this path, so they don't come here. So how to go to them? I'll teach you in the later sessions. Just don't want to confuse right now.
Oh, okay.
Nikhila, I have a question related to installation. Can I ask it?
Sure, Rohit.
Installation of Pega.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So today morning, all of a sudden, my Pega started giving me a 503 uh, server page not found, that error.
So okay, on
So
the
I
day,
had to reinstall. Yeah.
no, on the day you installed the software, did you get the login screen of Pega in the browser?
Yeah. I got the login
You
screen
you
and I created a
oh,
application too.
then why did you uninstall it? You should have reached me, right? So whenever you get any error, it just simply means that you did not shut down your PRPC properly last time when you used it. Every day after
Hmm.
completing the task, you have to click on PRPC shutdown and let it the Tomcat shut down properly. Let all your DB connections, everything, shut down properly. If the shutdown doesn't happen properly, you will get such kind of errors. In that case, follow that video which I have shared you login issue. If you don't have it handy, I can share it with you. Just follow that video, that should help. Don't reinstall, you will lose the entire POC which you have done.
Got it. Yeah, I tried, shut down multiple times
Then
from
you
the
have to
icon itself,
follow
but
the video I've shared you.
got it.
I'll just share it
Got it.
again. If you don't have it handy, you can utilize that.
Sure.
Okay. So now moving on to the screen shares. Shahid, let me begin with you. Only those who have doubts, I'm doing a screen share. Okay. Shahid wanted me to review, so I'm doing it. Anybody has a doubt and stuck anywhere, do a screen share. I'm not reviewing the homeworks, okay, or the tasks assigned to you. That will be done on the next Saturday because I want to give you sufficient amount of time to complete it. Yes, Shahid, please share your screen. Just stay back 10 more minutes, guys. We'll wrap the session. Shahid, waiting for you to share the screen. Is it there? Shahid, you're not audible. You're not sharing your screen. Are you there? Yes, I can see your screen now, but you're not audible. Can you unmute so that I can?
Yeah, just a minute. I'm just opening the page.
Shamir, you are in the session, right? So you can ask me here if you have any questions than posting in the group. Information you entered was not recognized means you gave wrong credentials. Which credentials you gave, Shamir? Just text me. Just text me in the chat in the meanwhile. I'm looking into Shahid's screen. Yes, Shahid, you created a new application. Okay, look at the application name. Why did you name it as HDFC underscore claims? We don't give like that. We just say claims, just Paytm, just Amazon. Okay, at the top, do you see application name?
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be like that. Company name should not come in the application name. So just follow
Actually,
this.
I created two applications.
Mhm.
One of them was normal claims, and another one is HDFC claims.
Okay, can we use
Okay,
normal
so
claim?
for this, one second, just so I used a different operator ID for that, and I created it. So I can log off and go to that one.
Okay, wherever you have done the actual task, show me that, like operators and all.
Problem is in that claims part, I was not getting the HDFC related information.
Shamir, in the meanwhile, post me the credentials you have used in the chat. So this, oh, 1 second. Is this your project? No, it doesn't look like your project. Look at the application at the top. It is Pega platform, which means you are in the
No,
Pega's
no, I
built-in
am not going there. I am just opening the work that I
operator
was
ID.
doing.
This is pointing to Pega's application.
See,
Look at
I
the
had
access
two
groups.
access groups.
None of them are pointing to your application, right? It should be claims colon your application name.
Okay, so because of this issue, I had to create
No,
another operator ID and user. So I was, little, confused with
no.
these things.
Why did this come into the picture? Did you create this operator ID manually?
Yeah, I created it manually.
No, when you generate an
I actually
application,
copied it. No, I copied it from the administrator at pega.com. As a
no.
copy of that, I created
So,
this one.
Shahid, when you create a new application, Pega will automatically generate a new operator ID and access group, right? Where is that one? That will point you to the application, not this one.
Once create a application name will be created on operator
Oh,
ID is
guys,
generated or
let me. So,
anything
guys,
access.
1 second, guys. So because I am in the session, let me assist him. Okay, when I am not there, you guys can, help each other. So Shahid, if you remember, okay, when you create a new application, on the last
Uh-huh.
screen, we actually give the operator ID and a junk password will be generated. Do you remember? A random password will be generated along with the operator ID. Then
Correct.
we go and so that particular operator ID you need to use. And from that operator ID, you need to do a save as. You did save as of Pega's operator ID, so you only got Pega's applications here. However, we can
No,
fix
my
it.
junk ID, this is the one that was created when I created for
Then,
Shahidanis.
then, then, then
Okay.
why are the access groups changed? Access group should
So
point.
I
Anyways, I can fix it.
Now,
See, now the problem is your access groups are wrong. Can you please remove those two access groups?
no,
Stay back.
let us remove this. I'll go to the other one, the HDFC one.
Okay.
I'll show that one.
So are you following the videos, Shahid? Because in the videos it was clearly done. Please play the videos and do. It should help you, in getting rid of these kind of issues.
Okay. This is the other one which I created.
Open the operator ID. Let's look at the access group ones. Because access group in the one which tells you what is your application. See, this operator ID is having access to both the projects. Claims and HDFC claims. Do you see on the right side application name is populating in blue color? Do you see it,
Yeah, this
Shahid?
one.
Right. Right. On the right side, the hyperlink, see claims and HDFC claims. So this operator ID is having access to both the projects. Okay. You can even switch between the projects if you want.
So I can
So,
use this one as the base, right?
right.
For
So
all the
now,
activities.
right. But which project you want to use? Claims A or HDFC claims? Which one you want to use? You have two applications now. In which one you are willing to do your coding?
I will do this one, HDFC
Okay.
claims.
Then remove the other access group then. Go to your operator ID and remove the other one then.
Okay, I can go back.
Yeah, first open tab. No, no, no. The tab is open in your browser. Right. And remove that claims colon authors access group.
You cannot have more than one access group. We can,
No,
right?
you can have, but the thing is like both are same project, right? Why do you want to have same projects? Both are claims application only.
Yeah, unnecessary.
Right. But the
Okay.
naming convention of that particular application is correct, Shahid. If you have already done some tasks here, it is okay. But this one, organization name is wrong, application name is wrong. So
No,
why do?
because everyone is using claims. So I thought, I'll name it differently.
No, no,
You
no.
know, so
Okay, so although everyone is using claims application, you are all on different machines, so their application will not contradict with your application. Okay, and I
okay.
suggest you
So
to
can
use this. Oh, 1 second, guys. I suggest you to use the same name because tomorrow when I'm teaching you, there will not be any confusion. I said claims, you are doing it in claims. But if you give a different name, every time you have to do a mapping. Okay, when Nikhila says claims, I have to put it in this class because in my application, I don't have claims. So every time you need to do a mapping like that, which will be little confusing for you. So I suggest you, if there's any possibility, still use the claims application, not HDFC claims.
No issues. We will review this based on this. Can I copy this application and make it as a claim one? Because
No, no,
since
no,
we
no,
have
no,
done this,
no, 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 not like that. Because if you copy this, many things will not come. Copying applications, deleting applications are not going to work. Okay, you have to take care of the rule
so we
sets
have to do
also,
it
right?
from the scratch of this new one.
But you already have another one, right? You don't want to use it and do it from scratch again?
The other login, you mean?
No, the other access group, I mean, just we deleted, right? That points you to a different application.
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah, go to the operator ID, the first tab in your browser.
1 second.
Add the access group, keyboard down arrow. Use claims colon authors. Enter.
This one.
Hit enter. Yeah, enter on the keyboard. Delete the first access group to avoid confusion. Don't Let's not have two different applications with same names. Save your changes. Refresh your browser. Save your changes and refresh your browser. You will go to claims application. No, no, browser refresh, not the operator ID. Entire browser refresh. F5. Renaming the application name is not possible. Somebody asked me in the chat. So you can't do it, guys. Now, do you see Shahid at the top? Look at your application name. Top left, application colon claims essay. Top left, do you
I
see?
cannot rename this one.
Yes,
Application name.
100. That you can rename. Which one? No, no. Top
Okay.
left, do you see the application name? Claims essay. Application colon claims essay top. There's a menu next to Dev Studio.
This.
Next to Dev Studio. Where is your Dev Studio written? Next to that.
Okay.
So this
Yes.
is your project name now. Okay. Starting from today, you'll be working on claims essay application only. This is your application. Okay. Now you
Okay.
take this operator as a base and do the other operators and access groups creation.
Okay.
Okay.
So
But
I can
before,
open this definition and start
yes,
building on this one.
right. But we don't build anything inside the application rule, right? We do it in the case type, in the app explorer, generally we build. Generally, we don't touch this. Only to add new rule sets, we touch this.
Okay.
So anything else you need, Shahid?
Okay. I'll work on this and
Hmm.
maybe by next
But
week I'll
but
prepare the
but
other one.
before that, just watch once end-to-end video of operators and access groups where we have done hands-on yesterday or day before yesterday. Okay, because I see a lot of confusion with you still. Just watch that once. It should clarify many things.
Sure. Sure.
Okay. So anybody else who needs a screen share?
Okay. Then I'll drop off, Nikhila.
Yeah, yeah,
Thank you.
sure. Yes, we are almost done. If that nobody needs a screen share, we all can drop off. Guys, anybody needs a screen share, let me know. If not, we all can drop off from the session.
Nikhila, for today, what is the homework, Nikhila?
As I told you, no assignments because there are many people who are still pending with the old ones. So I only request you to go through all the recordings before the next session because next session I'm going to ask you on user interface rules in Pega and all the so far completed topics. So just brush up. And on next Saturday, I'll get on a screen share to review whatever tasks you have completed on both the projects. So next week there will be tasks on user interface rules and properties. Okay, so next week you can do that. For now, just to recap. That's it.
Sure, Nikhila.
So healthcare project life cycle, Sushmita, it is just, somebody is asking me to explain that. It is just that, getting insurance from the company. So whenever you admit in a hospital or you're taking some medication, generally you need to apply for prior authorization. So you just approach the insurance company and you say, hey, I want this medication or I want this surgery. So please approve my insurance. So what they will do first, they'll ask you provider ID. Provider ID means the name of the doctor, who is providing you the medication and all. Then they will ask you the member ID, means your membership number. Then they'll ask you what drug you are taking. Okay. Then depending upon your past health history and whatever insurance plan you have taken with the company, they may approve your insurance request, they may reject your insurance request, they may ask for a copay or co-ratio. Copay means 50-50 or 60-40 or 70-30, something like that. Co-ratio, some ratio kind of. Okay. So that is all about the healthcare application, just getting insurance claim for your medication or surgery.
So,
This is
Nikhila, this healthcare application will be used by the insurance company, not the provider, correct?
right, not by the provider. So when a
Right, not by
customer
the
claim,
provider. So when a customer claim, sorry,
suppose
the
there's an
question is,
echo.
will it be used by? An echo. Yeah, I think it's about my microphone. Is it better now?
Yes, way better.
Yes, way yeah. Better. So, is this a healthcare application will be used by healthcare insurance company or the healthcare provider?
Insurance company.
Insurance company.
There's
Okay,
an
thank
echo,
you.
Shubodh, still. I don't know
There's an
why.
echo support still. I don't know why. Yeah, I think because I'm using microphone and speaker from a different device, I'll fix it. Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Okay, guys, then if no questions, that's it for
Uh,
the day. Yes, Rohit.
Anik, yeah, Nikita, when you get time, can you share those steps so that going forward I can troubleshoot that 503 error?
Which one, man?
I spoke about I had faced some challenges with my
Oh, yeah,
installation
sure,
where
sure.
I
Yeah,
had
I'll
to.
do that. I'll do that. I have posted in the
Okay,
group. Many
Nikhila,
of us
share
have.
it with me also.
Sure, sure. I'll just once again post it in the group. Okay.
thank you.
Shamir, can
Yeah,
you share me your screen, Shamir? I see you're posting in the group. We are in the session, right? Please share here. Why in the group? Share me your screen, Shamit.
I'm getting the option to share the screenshots in the chat. Actually. So,
Nikhila.
Let me complete Shamit's issue. I'll get back to you.
Okay, okay, yeah.
I hope you guys see this. I hope you can see my screen,
Yes,
right?
yes, I can.
So the credentials which I have used, the same credentials when I
No, what I told you,
uh,
when you have any issue with your primary operate rider, what you should do, log in as
with
administrator at
admin account.
pega.com and check it. So let's go there.
This is the ID which is not allowing me.
Okay, so your operator ID, I don't see any issues because the access group is pointing to pass application, which is
Yeah.
perfect. Now open the access group.
Mm.
There's something wrong in the access group, maybe. Let's see what is there. In the access group, pass is given. Can you try saving the access group once? If there's any issue, we'll get an error. Save it once. See, there's an issue. Okay, user portal is an issue. Remove it for time being. Anyways, we don't need it. Remove the user portal. Now save it. Come down once. Oh, one second. Let it save. Come down once. Why is pass? Okay, pass Pega API. Fine. Okay, now scroll up. I don't see any issue in this. Come to the operator ID and save it once. So when you save it, if there are any errors, we get to know. Just click on the no, no, it is already there. Second open tab in your browser.
Mm.
Save it once.
Okay.
I don't see any issue also here. Let's do one thing. Do a Control Shift N. Go to the incognito mode. Control Shift N on the keyboard.
It is not getting open. So
Okay.
okay.
Localhost. Type localhost. The URL will come. Go to the login screen. Type localhost in the search bar. No need to copy. Just type localhost. Enter the credentials now. Guys, do follow the videos. If I see the naming conventions are wrong or any mistakes, it means that you're not following the videos. There's no point in asking doubts without following the videos. Now,
It is
it is
allowing.
working, so there's no issue.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Sometimes it is giving error.
Yes,
Yesterday night also I saw
mm.
this, and today morning,
Let me know next
the
time if
very
you
first
get
time
an
it
error.
has helped me.
Next time,
Sure,
let
sure.
me know
Thank
if
you.
you get. We'll look into it. Okay,
Sure,
guys, thank you
sure.
so
Thank
much for joining the session. See you again on next Friday. Make sure you complete the task and brush up all the videos. Yes.
Thank you, Nikhila. I think this was the
Yes.
most interesting class today.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Nikhila.
Thank
Thank
Nikhila,
you. Yes.
actually, one query I have.
Mm.
I created that flow action and I have attached it to enrichment.
Mhm.
While I'm in case type, while I'm running on that enrichment, it is showing that record is stable like that.
What did I tell
Now
you? You
also you
have to
explained,
refresh
right?
it. If that is coming, you have to refresh the screen. I already told you today. If such issue is coming,
Yeah.
just refresh. That's it. Refresh the rule, not the browser. So, what do you mean by
Okay.
stale? Stale means this is old or outdated. Okay, so you updated the flow and the case type is still not refreshed. So, it is old or outdated. So, error is coming. Refresh, that's it, it will fix.
Okay.
Okay, super. Thank you so much. Bye bye. See you in the next session.
Nikhila, I have one question.
Hmm.
Yeah, like yesterday, you have created one dummy class, right? Inside that we like created screen flow,
Mm-hmm.
and we run the screen flow itself, right? Like we did not plugged in the case type, but the work object got created.
Right.
Yeah, like, but the screen force does not create work object, right?
They don't create. This is just because you're running it standalone, it is coming. When you actually try to create from the new button at the top, it will not create work
Oh,
objects.
okay, 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 Nikhila. Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, super guys. Thank you so